know what you guys are probably thinking right now. Like, how come you guys always do a podcast when something crazy happens? And we're not talking about like, oh my god, that happened, but like when it's like something tragic, something dark happens. Why don't you guys do a podcast on like something happy? Here's the thing, because we were supposed to do a podcast on the last chapter, and make no mistake, we were stoked about that. We were really stoked about doing that podcast. But time, like last week in and of itself was just weird as far as scheduling goes. So we both thought, well, it'll probably be best if we just do it for this chapter. Now looking on it, I'm just like thinking, shit. It's like no time for rest, no time for good moments. We have to do it when the tragedy happens, and I'm just like, ugh. That being said, guys, hey, what's up? Lucky Cheese 7 is here to give you guys another Tokyo Ghoul podcast, and like always, I've got a special friend / special guest with me today. Go ahead and introduce yourself.
I would like to apologize, everyone, that I'm the one that held back the podcast because we were supposed to do the podcast for the last chapter because it was so wonderful. It was like a dream come true. And we had that chance. I blew it because I was so damn sleepy. I was so damn tired because I want to rest. I was doing some other things. And I was just being, I don't know, like an asshole, I guess. For lack of a better word, I was being an asshole. So you know what? I would think maybe, just maybe, 143 would be an awesome chapter with Kaneki fighting Suzuya, full flesh out, and good guys prevail, more or less. Shit! I really messed up here, guys. I should have let Lucky Chi force the hell out of me just to do the podcast. I should have let him be a tyrant just to make me do the podcast so we can have a cheery moment. But no, I'm an idiot to let this bypass and just have a chapter that's just so damn horrible, not in the quality, but in terms of the effect on the people, that now everybody's reenacting chapter 143 of part 1, at least according to what I've seen so far. And it shows. This is like the chapter that proves the loyalty of the fan base. And man, oh man, I shouldn't have not skipped the chapter 142 discussion. Oh, I'm Sparda3g, by the way, so yeah, the asshole here.
You will now hand me in your resignation because of what occurred.
What have I done?
It's a joke, by the way, guys. It's a joke. But I do kind of wish we did the last podcast when I'm really thinking about it.
Yeah. Oh man. I mean, well, on the bright side, if we would have done the last chapter podcast, we would have looked like a total fool. But like, yeah, right, everything on good side. We don't need to worry about any deaths. We don't need to worry about anybody losses. We don't need to worry about anything. We don't even have to worry about there's a possibility of part 3 with the time skip, and we can still stand by with the read with maybe Hide would show up, Hayato show up, and everybody would show up, and a good guy would win. No.
Nope, we don't get any of that.
Not anymore, we're not.
But if you guys saw the last podcast, this is just a little preview of what's going to come later on in the podcast. So we're going to build our way up again to what you guys want us to talk about. So let's go ahead and jump into 142. And right off the bat, we see Yomo just walking. Like, this dude, it's pretty obvious. Dude's worn out from his fight against Mutsuki, who got barbecued, and that was amazing to see. And I sound cruel, guys, but
who wants toast?
And then, oh my god, who's the other guy?
Aura.
Yeah, and then Aura got fodderized, neck snapped, and everything. I'm like, all right, good. I'm seeing this, and I'm just like, wait, we're getting Yomo again, just like right now. And already I'm like, is this a good sign or is this a bad sign? And then all of a sudden I see this guy with a mask on. And I was just thinking, oh, it's a Parrot guy. But then I'm thinking, is it Uta? And I remember, like, in the middle of my live reaction, I checked back on his mask. I'm thinking, well, no, it's different. But then I'm kind of thinking, well, who else would it be? Because Yomo's there, he's like looking up. If you rail against loss, you will end up paying the price. And that price is you yourself. I'm warning you as a friend. If you continue any further, you'll end up forfeiting your life. That's exactly why I've come this far. And that's what Yomo says. And this dude's mask, amusing. I'll definitely say that. It looks amusing. But Sparta, want to give your little thoughts on that?
Well, it has to be Uta because that line, old friend or friend, whatever he said, it has to be him. And the fact that he's giving him that one last warning, and he knows the knowledge of what is the true plan behind Furuta's attack, it has to be him. And I mean, I give him credit that he's trying to help his old friend. I mean, he really cherished that friendship, so I give him that. But it's not like he's going to stop him, save him, or anything. He's just giving him that one fair warning, that one last warning that Yomo can either ignore or actually take it and leave. And of course, he goes with the former because that's how his character will always work. And it does scare me because he pretty much said, like, give me that death flag back. I need that back because I want everybody to be scared that I'm going to sacrifice myself. And this time it will be for real. It won't be like the last time when I got lucky. Now, this is the one that I am going to die. That, or I can repeat what part 1 ended like. But we'll see how that goes. Maybe it will be like a part 1 ending. Only a different twist. He dies. Or the other one dies.
That's the thing. We don't know what happens after that. Like, after that page, we get straight to Kaya and Koma, the black dog and the devil ape. They're a little, what do I want to say, unknown at the moment what their status is. Like, if there's one thing I can keep in mind about this part, a lot of people were thinking, well, are they dead? Like, is Ishida pulling the same card that he did in part 1, where these guys got off screen and we don't know exactly what happened? I kind of want to say yeah, because right now, like, even with 143, we don't know. We just don't. Like, it's vague on what happened there.
Well, you know, it's hard to say because, like, the image they show, there are definitely dead bodies, but they ambiguously say, like, oh, you know, Koma, Irimi are with some other guys, and I guess the other guys are the one that died. As for those two, we don't know. I mean, I think I know what's the main purpose now, but we'll get to that when we get to the next chapter. So I'll save that part. But yeah, it's definitely left it on the biggest note. And yeah, I guess that is the whole point.
And it kept repeating too. That's the other thing I noticed. Like, the second time around, I was thinking, well, hold on, there's like a bunch of repeats of the same thing.
Right. I guess it's trying to tell you, like, you know, they were supposed to be there, but we seeing dead bodies. Does that mean they're dead? I don't know, but maybe you should wait. That's pretty much what Ishida is trying to write.
Mm-hmm. That's exactly what it is.
Fool.
Right. Cruelly indeed. But from there, we cut to Tsukiyama and Nishiki. Now, I didn't catch on to this initially until, like, I want to say towards the end of the chapter. But we see Nishiki and Tsukiyama just having a conversation. And, of course, Nishiki's asking, like, so what do you think, Tsukiyama? He was like, ... for a minute. And then he says, I just do the work that is left to me. I have not the luxury to foment doubt about his action. And then you have Nishiki going like, oh, how wonderful. I really hate the rain. Goat. Provision Squad, Kaneki, Shu, Tsukiyama, Nishiki, Nishio, Banjo Squad, currently on an expedition to secure half a year's worth. We know this. We know this part because Ishida pretty much ingrained it into our heads, like, what, 2-3 times at this point? As far as that particular portion goes.
Well, I lost track, but yeah, he definitely did a lot.
Mm-hmm. That's exactly what it is. And here's the thing. because the heads, and we'll get to that when we get to like the end of the chapter. But we see Kaneki, we see Shu, we see Nishiki, and we see Banjo, and you're just thinking, well, okay, that's, and you're just like, oh, okay. But then I'm kind of like thinking, well, hold on, where's Kaneki? Because he's not, like, we don't see him necessarily. And I didn't think about it initially, but then I'm like, wait, hold on. And then we got the chapter title, which is Falling Despair. And we see Rain falling, which, it's funny when I think of Rain and like hate, because I always just think of Bleach when it comes to Ichigo. Because you know, like how Rain like is always like kind of referenced as like despair.
Yeah, I know.
That's kind of what I was thinking. I was like, huh, I'm like, did Ishida take a page from Kubo with Ichigo?
It's most likely that's the case, because that's the way how it was illustrated, and like the whole fact that we're supposed to believe that Hinami may be in danger of, getting killed. So it was at that time, it was like, oh, now it's raining. Now it's just telling us she's going to die.
Oh yeah,
so I think that was the whole point.
Mm-hmm. And speaking of Hinami, we actually come to that scene. As you guys know in the last podcast, when we got to the very end of it, we were worried.
Oh, worry? That seems like an understatement.
Yeah, more than worried. We were like, okay, we need a counseling session right now. That's what it turned into. And right off the bat, like we see Hinami, and then we get the flashbacks. And if you guys know anime manga stuff, flashbacks for important characters usually equal death. Usually.
I think there are like a couple of series that's like 100% guaranteed death, and Tokyo Ghoul does, huh?
I said Naruto.
Yeah, that's too. Yeah, actually, you're right. It was like always guaranteed death, except for the one obvious one. But whatever. but nonetheless, it's definitely 99%. Then when you get a flashback, your death is here, your time is here, your defeat is here. For Tokyo Ghoul, well, it plays your mind, so I'll give them that. Because I thought Yomo was going to die in the 2 arcs ago. I thought he was going to die there. I actually believe he was going to die there. And I was like, oh, shit. So that didn't happen. That was great. And then you had, you have Artima. You didn't think it was going to go lead to the death, or maybe later on. Nope. He killed himself. And he dies. So that happens. Shit. Then you have, let's see, who are the characters? And technically speaking, Muski was like, it was like challenging. You get the torso guy or Muski to die. And it ends up being the torso guy because they both have flashback back to back. So it's like the battle of who's really going to take that flashback equal death route. Ends up him. So there's that one. And, I guess we saved the one confirmation for the next chapter, but there's that character. And then we got Hinami. Yeah, she gets that flashback. It pretty much tells you, well, I think her time is really over.
Mm-hmm. That's what and oh man. And that's kind of what I was thinking, because when this flashback starts, we just see Hinami. Like, again, it's like part 1 Hinami. Like before, what was it? Aogiri? Because Kanegi's still with his black hair and stuff. He's got the eye patch and everything. And he's like, what are you reading? And then Hinami's just there. Cut the present, we see Toka. And Susie's like, have we met before? And then Toka's like, perhaps. Going on all the attack. And again, guys, keep in mind, Toka's pregnant. And putting in work. I mean, I don't know how much I have to stress that, but that, again, is impressive. For sure.
Seriously.
I mean, if she was 8 months, whew.
Okay, that won't be possible. Because if she does fight, she would definitely be weakened, and the baby would have a massive miscarriage.
Oh yeah, that's for certain.
That's too certain. Otherwise, that would be too much of a. That would be like some kid. That'd be like, damn, that kid has like amazing plot armor before he or she would be born.
Yeah, like the attacks going through. Susie's like, oh, shall we continue? Toga's got the ... face going. And then we see Hinami's face, catching her breath. And again, what Hinami does, now, this is the other thing, because last chapter, she was cut, like, the side of her was, like, cut, and even with that, well, I mean, I'm gonna say right now, like it based on what's happening, it's healed. Hinami again just puts in work, same as Toga, and again that's just impressive. Thus, we have Toga looking over, just saying Hinami, a little bit unsure, and we see this small snippet, and I'm going to assume this is back with the Kaneki squad, right? Or am I wrong about that?
Wait, the snippets? What snippets you talking about?
The part where it says, "Are you sure you don't want to call out? There's no need now." That's between Shu and Nishiki, right? I'm pretty sure that's what it is. It's on page 7.
Give us a second, quickly. You can keep going if you like.
Yeah. And then right after that, like we have Hinami there with like the back of Kaneki, and her just saying Shirley, well, like just in her head. And
okay, that I think that was a flashback for her.
Okay, that's I don't want to make sure on that
because she's the one that want to go with Kaneki, and it's like she didn't want to go back out because she want to be with Kaneki's side, and that's why you see the next panel with him on her turning his back on her. Well, it's like back to back, but obviously the point is that transformation has went through his mind. It's already went through the process, so now Hinami feels total guilty about it.
Okay, that because I wasn't exactly sure about that. I was like, well, hold on, are we having Nishiki and Shu talking, or is it something else?
So that was a flashback. It was pretty much reflected why she'd been like this for a while. So
right,
yeah,
and that makes sense now.
Yeah,
but yeah, like Hinami's there, and again, putting in work. When you have all these guys going like, she's a demon. And Susie's like, well, yeah, that's very dangerous, Toga is wanting to continue forward. But Hinami, once again, is taking the step. She's telling her to go. Like, just move on. Like, keep the children safe. Now, as soon as I saw this scene with, like, the smile and everything, I wasn't prepared. Okay, I wasn't prepared when I was reading this chapter initially anyway. So when I saw this page, I was like, here we go. Like, I knew that it was coming, and I slowed down my pacing on purpose because Toga was there, and she doesn't know what to feel for a moment. And then she runs off. Like, because Hinami wants to handle this on her own and so Toga can go on ahead. To which we see Hinami just thinking back, like, surely this is all my fault. Kaneki. With the funny thing is, when I did my live reaction, I thought we covered this part in the actual manga, but then I went back and I was like, wait a second, this is actually new. Like, we basically get to see what happens after Hinami's mother gets killed. So, looking at that scene, because we have Hinami saying, my mom, like, she all alone, and Kaneki just doesn't know what to do. And like when I think about that, like it's crazy because again, you have Hinami saying like, because I showed him that, drenched by a sudden cold burst, you stood frozen, dumbfounded, and from behind that eye patch, it looked as if you were looking ever so hard at something. Ever since that day, you changed little by little. Now, initially reading that part, I didn't really think about that like too much because really when it came to Kaneki, like, because again, most of us know that with Kaneki's big change, it happened during Algidi, like when Jason tortured him. But now when I'm like really thinking back on it, like Hinami's mom's death kind of did somewhat put a reality check on Kaneki that like they're like what's the word I'm looking for here? That reality's harsh, if that's the right word I want to use here.
Well, if you remember his character at Ogidi arc, how it ended at, it basically saying, yeah, this world is like, I forgot how you say it. I guess I try not to quote from Attack on Titan, but basically pretty much essentially said like the world is cruel. So it's like, that was like the whole thing. That was like the buildup. You could say that is the seed when he saw Hinami's mom getting killed, and he couldn't do anything. He was just frozen in stage, just stand there and witness it. That was like the seed planted, and then it would just grow and fully blossom by the time Ogiri arc could come and went.
That makes sense.
That because like that's why Hinami blames. That's why they show that flashback with Hinami and Karaki after he has changed it to whatever Shiro Naki. I don't know what they call it. I don't even know where they got the name. But anyway, my point is that was like that basically a sign that Hinami probably was the cause of it, even though that's not really true. But she feels that way because again, Kaneki did witness it that moment, and because of that, it's like the start of all evil for Kaneki's and his mind. Like his emotion has been tarnished, his mental state has been really gone crazy, and you know, like that's why they have to show her that panel with her wanted to join along with Kaneki all the way to the end of Tokyo Ghoul Part 1, just because she feels like she owes him a lot.
That's actually a good way to put it.
Yeah. It's sad though. Like, damn. All this time she like it does make a lot of sense. I mean, it makes sense beforehand, but it adds more to
like
it.
It adds more weight behind it now.
Exactly.
I mean, like I felt bad for him like since day one, but like now knowing this, oh man, like and this part also just kind of build up to what was happening because we're seeing what happens with the fight. Still going through, Juzo's there, and he's like, Hanbi, the silver skull. And again, he and me doing whatever she can to defend. And then I see the slash coming through, and I'm just like, oh my god. I'm like, yep, that's the first sign. And then the leg.
Yeah, it's the dreaded leg cut.
The leg cut happened, and I was like, oh my, okay, it's happening. I gotta prepare myself for this, because it's...
Boy, he really went out of his way to make himself the most hateable character. Huh? I said, boy, he went out of his way to make himself hateable.
Seriously.
I'm like, damn, what the hell? I'm like, Part 1, yeah, you were crazy, but I was liking your character. Part 2, I like your character. By the end of Part 2, what's going on, man? What are you trying to do to
me? Yeah, and especially like right now, like Susie's like, oh yeah, shall we continue? And Hinami's there, and she just says yes. And Isha's like, wait, hold on. Yes is like as far as giving up, or yes as far as like the fight. And sure enough, it's still the fight. Again, Hinami right now is like one-legged. Like she's like one-legged right now. Still trying to put in some work. And while doing this, she's like, sister, I can't tell you to be happy. And flashback stuff kicked in. Here's the thing, guys. Remember Naki? Remember the Naki stuff in, what was it, 140 or 141?
140.
140. Okay, that's what. Yeah, because when I saw the Nagi stuff, I'm thinking, well, hold on, this is almost the same thing as that.
Yeah, actually, pretty much.
I was like, okay, if I know Nagi stuff, then it's happening. So embrace yourself.
Never say never.
It's gonna be tough.
Oh god. Here's the problem. This guy's track record is still legitimate. Like it's still what's that word I'm looking for?
I know what you're talking about. I'm trying to figure out the word too.
I can't find the best word, but basically what I'm trying to say, his track record is still good enough to know that, like, okay, if he kills a character off, I'll believe it because he is willing to do that. He has the balls to do that. He does it before. He done it before. He did it again.
And it's shown.
And it's shown. Like, we can't count him out. And it's funny because a lot of people try to count him out. Then this type of chapter happens. Everybody's all going bananas, flipping their shits. And the worst part is the next chapter, which we will still have to press hold because we have to remind ourselves there is a good times these days. So continue on, please.
No problem. Being happy is honestly quite easy. And again, this is just like Hinami's inner thoughts. Being happy, on the other hand, is far more difficult, which actually we were saying that in the beginning of the podcast.
I think, did you purposely quote her?
No, I didn't actually.
See, this is how you can tell he's such a massive fan of hers. We needed to quote her and not realizing that.
Yes, seriously.
It happens though. But
That's crazy.
I guess it's a massive coincidence, but still, it's rather funny and jarring at the same
It is,
time.
right? I'm just thinking, wow, that's actually kind of funny. It's almost the same thing. That's why I live. That one word is all I can say. Even if it feels like pain tries to rend your heart asunder, I think that's how you say it. Yeah, it's asunder. Even if suffering threatens to twist your smile, live. That is my prayer, my wish. And then we see the four-leaf clover. And if you guys know four-leaf clover, well, is it four-leaf or three-leaf? I can't remember the exact thing, but I think the four-leaf clover is supposed to represent good luck.
Fourth one. It's the fourth one.
Yeah. Okay, that's what I thought.
Thank you, Black Clover. Because I'm reminded that there's the fourth leaf clover means good luck. I just wish it doesn't mean yelling, but go on.
I mean, if it was 5, I'd be like, okay.
Oh, then we're screwed.
Fifth one, it's like, yep, you are the devil. Yeah, and remember me, my father, my mother, my footsteps, my life. Help me believe it wasn't all in vain. Believe me, it had meaning. And now, again, deep thoughts. Sister, for the longest time I envied you. I wanted to be you. Strong, weak, beautiful. I wanted to be like that. And of course, we're seeing a little silhouette of Toka, Kaneki, and yet I never told anyone, did I?
You didn't
and
know? Go on.
This, okay, I know in one of the translations it was Oni-chan, so I'm just going to say that. Oni-chan, Oni-chan, Oni-chan. Do you think I've become pretty? Do you think I've become strong enough to be by your side? I wonder if I could have ever shared my weakness with you. Hey, if you're out there, Oni-chan. And see, when the stab was about to come through, I'm like, okay. I paused myself, and I was like, okay, I know what's going to happen in the next page. And I'll hold myself for a moment. Just wait. Just wait. I was like, I can't.
Don't worry. He's not the only one. I did the same thing. When I was up to what, page 16 in this?
Yeah, it was 16.
Yeah, when I was at page 16 in this site, I went back left because I want to read the whole flashback scene again. I want to read how she's monologuing, and it's really nice and thoughtful words. But I went back again and again, and then I went to page 16 again. I was like, okay, now I'm ready. Maybe. Back one more. One more time, because I gotta remember what she was trying to say about Toka. Why is she so envy of her? Okay, yeah, that makes sense. Make total sense. Okay, now I gotta read the next page.
Yeah.
Oh, the right arrow key is scary.
But before we get to that part, I know a lot of people when it came to this point thinking, well, wait, hold on. So does that mean Hinami has like hidden feelings for Kaneki? And I get where they're coming from. I totally understand where people are coming from. I'm not going to say that you're wrong, but to me, I think like her feelings towards Kaneki are more so in the sense of that of a sibling. And it's been shown like that like throughout the original Tokyo Ghoul, and even with Tokyo Ghoul Re. Like it's just been a very sibling-like relationship. And that's really all it is. But what about you, Sparta?
Same thing. It's definitely the sibling relationship. Even if you wanted to portray as a romantic love, there's like really no point for it at this point. And it kind of reminded me of that post that I actually finished reading last week, but late last week, about the whole Kaneki seems to be the change for a lot of people love. And not in terms of romantic love, but just love in general. Like take, for example, Tsukiyama. Tsukiyama, we all remember the arc from the time where he was like so brood. He was like all bone. He was like dying state. And then once he found out Kaneki is still alive and around and kicking and all that, he goes crazy. He goes like, yeah, he's back alive. I'm obsessed again. He went through that whole process. But time has changed. He was Sasaki at the time, and he could get the attention he deserved because that's Sasaki, not Kaneki anymore. Which everybody keeps telling him that Kaneki has a different life now, so you gotta leave him. You gotta leave it as it is. And he was almost selfish enough to actually try to change him, try to convert him back that badly. But time goes by, he realizes his real love is with the fact that he brought him to the family that he used to have back in the part one, the last half of part one, with Banjo, Hinami. You know, he had that bonding moment with those guys, and he actually cherished the relationship that Karagi brought upon for him. So that was his development. I mean, like, of course, he cares about his people and his family, but you know, it helped them elevate more to that. So that triggered him to understand the passion and the feelings that his family, his friends has, instead of like just being Kaneki. So with Hinami case, you know, it helps her a lot as well, because you know, she not only she gets hope to be motivated for being beautiful, strong, and you know, be on their side by Toka, but for Kaneki, it's like Toka is like a segue to Kaneki for her. Like if she could get that much motivation and get that level of you know, strengths and beauty, then you know, she could be like, okay, I could be with Kaneki, not in terms of sense of love, but in terms of sense of like equal level, because they both, you know, like her family, her siblings, so to say. And it makes a lot of sense because, you know, she always been behind, and you got to remember her words, her conversation with Eto back in part one. You know, she has to do a lot of things in order to be with Kaneki level, because you know, Kaneki is in a dangerous territory. She can't be at a goody two shoes. This is not, you know, this shonen life world. You could just be nice and everything will come down nice. There's no talk, no jutsu in this world. You have to fight. You gotta do the things you have to do. You gotta get your hands dirty, and it keeps showing that from back in early of the series, where Ayato tried to train her to start killing people, but she couldn't do it at a will. It takes time, and it's you know,
it even shows like when you get to like the auction stuff too.
Right. So, but hey, you got to do what you have to do to survive and protect and stay with the family, stay in course. So that's Hinami's development. Basically, we got the nutshell. If she would have died here, this would have been the perfect way to die, even though I don't want that. But the point is she was reaching her climax here. And if it ends here, there's no real, you know, like, oh, what about this and that? Yeah, there's no going back. There's no need to worry about like, what about this or that? Yeah, I know you could say the Ayato part, which now it could be, well, it depends what happens soon. But
yeah, because I do know like the Ayato Hinami shippers are kind of like, what? She didn't think of it. I'm like, see the Ayato thing. I mean, well, I did ship them, but it wasn't like token level of ship. It wasn't like that at all.
Right.
But I'm not gonna deny that there weren't moments. I just don't think Hinami really considered it right now. It's something she probably will at some point.
To me, I think Ishida was just suggesting, and it's not like he's dismissing it because she's not out, of course, but it's more of the fact that I think he is building up, and whatever happens in the last chapter of the series, or rather, should I say, what happens in the very first chapter of the new series,
probably hints at that.
It will probably answer, not like it would tell you, oh, they're in a relationship, but more like, okay, she's old enough to say, you know what? I want to love. I want to find romantic love. I don't mind that. You know what I mean? Like, yeah. She's ready to step up. It's kind of like what I just said about Tsukiyama. Like, he's ready to step up. He didn't need to be worrying about Kaneki only. He could worry about just everybody in general. I mean, he was helping Naki. He was doing a lot of tasks. He was being really a best frenzy with Kaneki with the wedding thing. I mean, that was really cool of him. You know, he was doing a lot of work. He was really cool about it. So Hinami is pretty much ready for the next phase of her life.
Right. That's honestly all it is, guys. That's really all it is.
Yep.
So don't worry. It's gonna happen. It's just a slow, steady progression, and that's totally fine.
Mm-hmm.
Just gotta be patient. That's all. Now we get to the next page, and these Kagane show up, and my mood switches like a light bulb. Like it's like if the room was in complete darkness, like the lights flickered, like on some Nosferatu shit from SpongeBob.
Oh my god!
It's like, oh, the lights are turning on. Wait, what? What is this? I was like, hold on. There's like Cognate everywhere, like Susie. Like it did. Like Susie didn't even go through, and he's like, wait, huh? Like, who is this? Like Susie looking at this, and then you got Furata. Like, what the Cognate? And then he says V. Now I didn't know what this meant initially until again next chapter, which we'll get there. But he's like about to fall, and we see Cognate like coming in to save her, and she's like, "Is it really?" ... question mark. And then we get the thing that we've been saying for a while when it came to the provision squad. You know, Ken Kaneki, Shisukiyama, Nishiki, Nishio, Banjo squad currently on an expedition to secure half a year's worth of food for the goat members inhabiting the 24th ward. Their plan is going well, but none of them are aware that the headquarters are under attack. And then the same thing repeats over here on the side. And then I see the very last thing. And then I look back at the other panel. I'm like, wait a second, hold on. Where did Kaneki's miss? Hold on, I'm like, because Shu's there, Nishiki's there, Banjo. I'm like, hold on, where's Kaneki's head? Like, why the? I'm like, hold on. Like, it threw me off. I'm like, well, hold on, did Ishida just forget to draw?
It's so hard to draw that face.
Well, hold on. Like, did you forget to draw something in? Or are you just messing with me? And then I said, like, hold on, no, this is purposely. Because why would you focus in on, like, an empty set with, like, a ray of light coming in?
Yeah.
That's what I knew. I was like, shit. Kaneki. He's here. And the crazy thing is, what happened in Chapter 71 of Tokyo Ghoul? What happened in Chapter 71 of Tokyo Ghoul? It's almost the same thing with Toka and Yomo. Remember when they were dealing with Arima?
Now I do.
It's the exact same thing. And I'm like, whoa. 71 times 2.
142.
Right?
That's just freaky.
I know, right?
That just can't be that's not a coincidence. He has to plan that. There's no way. He planned a lot of things, and this guy is just a Oh my god. Why does he come here for autograph signing? I would have been like, oh, what the hell, man? Stop with the parallel. That autograph here.
Now again, guys, if this was a chapter, if this is where we did the podcast at, it would have been perfect.
Yeah, we would have been like, yeah, woohoo, yeah, this chapter.
He came in.
That would have been like the best chapter ever. It was intense. It was awesome. Inami was awesome. Kaneki funny, got more like brain up. I don't know. I don't know how you say it. Point is, he got smarter. He's here. He's about to kick ass. We're all hype. Suzuya versus Kaneki. All hype is on the loose. It's gonna be a massacre. It's gonna be like
what was going on.
It was gonna be awesome. Damn it! It was supposed to be awesome. And we were supposed to be like predicting, like, oh man, Kaneki's not here fighting Suzuya. Now maybe they'll have like some reflection, some flashbacks, some best friends. You know, they were like best friends. Now they're gonna fight each other. This is gonna be the better version of all this shonen crap with the rivalry that's done wrong. Everything's gonna be awesome. Everything's gonna be like top tier stuff. And we were just waiting for the next chapter. Next chapter was gonna be like, oh, you know, Kaneki is gonna show up. She's gonna show up because of how the last chapter ended. So, and then we're gonna have other characters showing up, and then everything would just prevail. Toga will live, guaranteed. Naki will actually not be dead. Hinami will be guaranteed alive. Yomo will come there and he's like, "Oh, what's this Wardy Uto saying? He's all full of shit. We got this easy. We got this under the ass. Everything would be nice."
Mm-hmm. It's funny. That's exactly what I was feeling too. Especially like when you read like the end part where it says next issue. It's like, what in the world is happening? Like a Kagane that shouldn't be there. And that's my other thing where I was like, okay, Kagene's here. Like shit's about to go down, and I'm excited. And the funny thing is, the next chapter does play out like that because this is where we transition into the next chapter. But again, what I want to say, just closing off 142. It was amazing. I'll definitely say that. It was amazing.
Yes, it was. I really love this chapter. I could have gone on talking about this chapter for a while, but I was like, I gotta slow down. I gotta cool down. I can't talk a lot about this chapter. I think it's a lot of been said, even though some people actually got some confusion, but you know, with the whole Hinami stuff. But it cleared out, whatever. So that's
It did.
cool.
Yeah, and I
Then
mean, again, the amazing thing is really because I mean, when you think about, like, again, I was convinced that she was gonna die with all
yeah,
those moments.
yeah, because like we got Naki, still questionable death. Well, we'll see soon. Then we got a lot of experiences on deaths and not deaths from Tokyo Ghoul in general.
Mhm.
So I would have bought that, and unfortunately, I don't want to buy that. But if it happens, it happens. If she dies, she dies. Simple as that. But it didn't happen. So, phew.
And I was like, "Whew, we dodged a bullet."
So again, awesome chapter, amazing chapter for from 142. Amazing chapter. So 143. The funny part is it plays off like the hype level is so up there. It feels like one of those cases where like you kind of set up for an obvious comedic faction, kind of like how a lot of reviewers are pre-done review, meaning like a pre-recorded review, excuse me, meaning like everything is already determined what he's going to say. It's not improvised, it's not being on the spot. Everything he's saying is already been done. So he already saw the movie, so he's basically made a script out of it. For example, it'd be like this. Oh, so I saw this movie, and there's a people that says, oh, it's the greatest movie of all time. It's a masterpiece. Oh, it's the movie that changed the world for all this work, for whatever, for this time. And I thought the movie was, you know, it kind of has that build of like, of course, that guy's gonna be like, no, I'm gonna be different by saying like, or it was okay, or it was good but overrated. It always has that setup,
Right.
and it's purposely done for either comical effect or just want to make you think that he or she is all for like, yeah, the movie is perfect, it is the masterpiece. And then it's like, oh no, I'm always gonna think the opposite. So 143 is pretty much like that. It was like all hype. You have the hype train music with any OST you could pick. You could pick that I don't know, that in Denver, was it in Denver? What's his name again?
I think it's Endeavor.
In Denver, right? Okay, I got it right.
It's Endeavor.
Endeavor's theme song, the one that's pretty much the My Hero Academia, but with lyrics. You can play that. You can play that in the background because it was all intense. You got every ways to build up the final battle hype in many ways with this 143. But I guess I should not spoil. We should get to from the beginning, then get to that very moment. So go for it.
Yeah, we're reeling it up. So page 1, we see this with just a reflection. And when I see Rize initially, I'm like thinking, wait a second, hold on, for a moment I'm thinking, is she here? And then I looked at how the page was outlined, and I'm thinking, well, no, because it's in black. And usually, if the outline of the paper is black, that usually means it's a flashback. And all his inner thoughts was from Kaneki, which makes sense because when you start off the page, it's like precisely when things are going conveniently and properly. And this actually sets up pretty well for like the overall chapter. But is when you get your feet swept out from under you. Gee, I wonder what that's referring to. Thinking back, it's almost been like that since the beginning. I've dreamed of it so many times, and again, we see the little silhouette of Rize. If I hadn't met her gaze that day, if I had done this, or if I hadn't done that, if I had chosen this, or if I had chosen that, if I hadn't given up there, and if I turned around at that point, you can ponder things for eons, or you can give them barely a moment's thought. The result will still unfold right before your eyes. And no matter how ugly they may look, or how foul they may smell, I have no choice but to accept them. One single choice is enough to throw off your entire course. Let me repeat that. One single choice is enough to throw off your entire course. Once you're off a set of rails, there's no getting back on. And one day, when you're tired of plodding forward, you'll whisper, it wasn't supposed to turn out like that. Or this, like in this case. Again, guys, that's just page 1. Like this page alone holds so much weight for the chapter. It holds so much. Like, I didn't think about it initially, but rereading it right now, I'm like thinking, well, I'm like, shit. Like, okay, like it's Kaneki reflecting back on the past, but it's also kind of like reflecting what's going to happen in that chapter. And when you think of it like that, it's like, oh, shit, like, damn. Like, you think, like, okay, yeah, like, he's making the right choice. But, you know.
There's never a right choice.
Yeah, seriously. But, yeah, going from there, we cut to present day, and we see the aftermath of the Ogai squad versus Misa and Naki. Here, Misa's there, like, looking. She's like, "Can Kaneki, why? Is the provisions called to you?" And then we find out, no, it's just Kaneki. So Kaneki's there by himself, initially. And he's looking over with Misa and Naki. And she says he's asleep. He's like, "Let him sleep, will you? He just fought his heart out till the end." Then we get a close-up of Naki's face. Like, black eyes and everything. I don't want to say it's up to your interpretation, but I want to say I'm convinced that Naki's, like, got the RIP treatment, just based on, like, how his eyes shaded out. But that's just me. Like, what about you, Sparda?
You know, I want to say I'm 100% certain that he is dead because it feels very ominous the way how she said it. She says he's, with quotes, asleep. And that's what people does. They sleep. Sleep, you guys, sleep. Now, that leaves a lot of interpretation. And you can't say it is a guarantee that he is dead, but you never know. Maybe it could be, maybe in whatever the future work is going to take place at, maybe it could be like a long-term comatose, or maybe he is dead. And whatever happens with the whole white suit guys, we don't know. But
So you think, like, maybe he'll kind of become like another Shinohara situation?
possible. I mean, it's possible. It's really hard to say right now because, like, again, like the chapter 140, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Like it ends the chapter with him talking about wanting to see his brother because his time was really coming up, and he was like all hyped up to see his brother, hyped up to die because this is the time he gonna meet his brother once again. But the question, yeah, but the question is like, right once that happened, it's tricky because, like, when you look at the chapter, especially this chapter, even every other chapter, they let you know which one lived, which one will escape from the tragedy, which one will escape from the massacre. So right now we got like Tsukuyama, Nishiki, Banjo are going to be alive unless there's going to be an ambush randomly at the next chapter for some reason. Seriously. And then they all get killed out. Irimi, Komo are a mystery right now. They're question mark. They leave you wondering if they died or not. It could be the same situation, but we don't know. You never know. With Naki, it's very tricky because, like, you still see his body, but then again, it is there for let you confirm it. Because you look at 140, it ended right there. It didn't show you, oh, Naki is still fighting. It didn't show you aftermath or anything. It just showed you, like, when everything is over. I mean, it showed you the aftermath, but I'm talking about, like, you know, within the same chapter, within the prior chapter. Instead, they give you like a later on with everything battle, with every battle part is already done. And then you just see Naki's body with Misa pretty much saying in a very ominous way that he's asleep.
Right.
I don't know what it really trying to tell me. Is he really dead? Or is he going to be in a long sleep? Or is he, you know, he just need that long rest and he'll be okay. But again, it's really, really hard to say. I mean, I want to say he is dead because it does seem like that's what it's trying to suggest. And it's sad, but it only makes me wonder what's next for the white suits, if they're ever even alive, which I think they might be alive. Misa is pretty much confirmed to escape for another day or another series, if I should say. But Wanaki is still a question mark.
Yeah, so it's kind of a no, which I guess at the moment we can kind of say time will be the teller of that. It's just a matter of waiting, figuring out what's going to happen.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it could be another Shinohara situation. Who knows? Who knows?
Maybe the next chapter could confirm it, but we'll see.
True. Yeah, Miza even goes on something what you just said. Like, yeah, the sleepy needs sleep. Isn't that what humans say? You know your stuff. The ones that couldn't fight are underground. They passed through routes 21 and 2021 and are heading for E14. They should be, at least. And she even asked, like, so should I... Wait. No, Kaneki's asking it, right? Or is it... Right?
Hmm?
Is it Kaneki asking, so should I go to 14, huh? Or is that just... Yeah, no, I'm sure it's Kaneki. Because Misa's got the question mark. So I don't think it's her asking it.
I don't think he's questioning it. I don't think he's questioning it. He's like, so that's where I should go then. All right. Like, more like, okay, so I should go there. So it's Kaneki. Yeah, it's Kaneki that's saying that, which is very telling when you look at the grand scheme of this entire chapter. But we get to that very soon.
Kaneki even says, this time I'll overcome. And here's the funny thing, guys. Like, you know, because Sparda has his own Tumblr page, and I saw the panels, and oh my god, I can't believe I let this part slide, but the parallels to this, my god. Like, Kaneki's like, he's rushing in, looking over at what's happening, and again, like, when you look at how it's drawn, and you do like a comparison, like, to what happened when he was getting to like each situation, like, it is like, whoa, like, damn, like, this is actually a legit thing. Like, yeah, like, Kaneki, like, he's like, what the fuck just happened? Like, he's like going in. Then we get a little flashback of a top secret mission. Yes, its codename is Kotoyuki, and this is where we see Furuta and Suzuya. And I'm going to summarize this part. Basically, I want to say it's bribery, but it's also blackmailing at the same time. That's really what the scene is. Because Furuta's talking about, like, you know, like how much it is to, like, you know, for the expenditure of like taking care of ghouls, but then also just taking care of those who are in a sense on life support. That explains so much for Suzuya's case, because initially you're just thinking, oh, okay, so he's doing it for because, you know, it's a lot of cash. But Furuta pulled the card where he's just like, you know what? I know the situation with Shinohara. If you don't do this, he's gonna lose his life. And you could see, like, the look on Suzuya's face. Like, he was stuck in a hard place with that. Like, he was like, shit, what do I do? You know?
Yep.
I mean, how did you react to that, Sparda?
Well, you know, I it's hard. In a way, it doesn't really matter if Furuta is telling the truth or not. What matters is what motivated Suzuya to even fight and to even take this operation, which is now pretty much a secret operation, which is why you only see the S3 or New Squad Zero with Suzuya and his men, his faithful men, which is why that's what we're seeing them only, and old guy as well, old guy, of course, because this is actually a secret mission. This is something on the ground. This is something that, you know, the goat wouldn't expect or should not know about it, anything about it, which is why, you know, luckily Kaneki has a hunch, but we'll get to that soon. So it was all for this maid, and, you know, to motivate, to convince Suzuya. It's the whole telling story about, like, how this whole thing is actually a financial problem, because this whole operation does take a huge toll. And now we have Goat is only forced them to push even further and cutting the cost. And if it goes like this, then the cutting cost can lead to someone who is like not you know, someone that's not alive or need a medical care, is more like just there for like a little treatment just to stay alive, quote unquote, but not really able to do anything more than that. And of course that reflects to Shinohara, because even though he is pretty much, you know, brain dead, is Suzuya still wants him around, wants his presence, wants his soul to be around. And even if he would never ever regain consciousness and get his, you know, mind straight back up, even if that would never see the day again, he still wants him to remain alive because he loves him that much. And that's like one way to override everybody's love. The love for a best friend like Sasaki, Kaneki, that's good enough, because again, Shinohara is the one that helped him. He's the one that taught him a lot of things. He's the one that pretty much gave him home, which is CCG, gave him a purpose to live, gave him a purpose to fight and kill, gave him everything. That's all you need to. That's all you need to say. Shinohara is going to be unplugged, and there's nothing you could do unless you end this battle once and for all. And that has to do with the one-eyed king named Kaneki. So will you come with me and do this mission? And that's all it needs to do. That's all it takes.
Yep, that's basically it. Like that's the whole reason. Like if it wasn't for Shinohara, I mean, would he still do it? I wouldn't probably.
Well, if he didn't say like, "Oh, Shinohara will be okay," but I just want you to be in this mission, will he still do it? Is that what you're trying to tell me?
Yeah, like I'm thinking, well, would he still do it? Because I know him and Udi had that conversation like a while ago.
Well, I think he wouldn't, because again, like Suzuya always he has a mind of his own, but at the same time he doesn't. Because like his mind of his own, like he has his own opinions. He understands like what his position. He understands that his life is pretty much only meaningful within CCG. Otherwise, he might as well be a threat. He might as well be a criminal once he step outside out of the world. And so if there was no reason to go take the operation, if there's no real reason, real motivation that would trigger him easily to say, "Yeah, I'll go for it." I mean, if
it would just feel a little weird, you know?
Yeah, right. So pretty much Suzuya could be like, I'm not gonna do that mission. You're on your own, asshole. Oh, yeah. You know, I mean, he kind of showed that with Masuri when Masuri is like, "Hey, you know what to do, right?" Suzuya's like,
That's a good point. That's actually a pretty good point.
Yeah. So now, but Furuta understands their characters, understands everybody since he was around CCG as just a normal investigator, and he does a lot of research, of course. So here we are. Use that advantage. The whole idea of Suzuya would turn good guy, you know, everybody's theory. That's like, you know, that's a good theory, but we're in a seinen manga, so that's not gonna work.
It's like shonen logic, psh, please.
Bitch, please. No, but yeah, I mean, it could have still happened.
No, it could have, but it's like, what is this, Naruto? Psh, no.
Talk no jutsu. He's the coolest guy ever. But again, it could have happened. It's not that far-fetched, to be honest. But but don't be surprised if you actually see what you expect to see in a normal, realistic way. Two old friends will fight each other and battle to the death. Period.
Yeah, and like it's funny because that's exactly what's about to happen because Suzy is there, Kaneki's there. They're just staring off at each other. And then Suzy goes like, "Here I go." He grabs Jason, you know, his Quinke. About to go in. Kaneki's blocking up. And initially you're just like, whoa, okay, so we're starting off good. And even like he's like, "Hi, Zay." He's like, "I just want you to know I'm here to kill you." To which Kaneki even says, "So I guess you won't do me the favor of standing down." Huh, Juzo. And Juzo doesn't say anything. Then we see Hinami, okay? And she's, again, just a little surprised. And Kaneki says, "Go, Hinami." Now, okay, here's the thing. I didn't pick up on this when I did my live reaction. He says, "I'll be right behind you." And I totally missed this gesture of his. It's something Kaneki's always known for doing. Putting his hand around his chin. That is very symbolic because whenever he does that, it usually means it's a lie. And the way Hinami's looking at him, I think she's pretty convinced that he's probably not going to come back. Just by the way she's looking at it. And I was just like, damn it, Kaneki.
Yeah, when I saw that, I was like, oh, God damn it.
Don't give me that right now.
I was like, oh, my God, you doing that. Oh, why you have to give a bad sign? Can you just go without it?
It's like, really? Do you have to do this? You have to? But so, okay, and let me just say this right now. Like, that's the last we see of Hinami in this chapter. Like, that's, like, that, like, those two panels is, like, it. After that, it's like, we don't know. So I'm going to say, like, she's able to go away. At the very least. But going from there, Jules like, "Hanbi, we made his die here. Preparation sleeves. Roger." And OMG, we get some of the coolest pages ever in this chapter because we have Hanbi, Arata 2, Quinke, Kakuho, and then Juzo's had the Arata armor on before, but this, whoo, Quinke, Arata, Joker, and these designs, oh my god.
Seriously.
They look beautiful.
They're
They
so
look beautiful.
they're so freaking amazing. I'm like, damn, this design. Maybe we should have turned. Maybe we should have stick to CCG, and maybe you would have yourself an Arata armor, Kaneki. Imagine you with Centipede plus Arata equal.
That'd be too broken.
Too broken. Now you could definitely one punch Eto and Arima.
You're right. It would have been that.
I just like that skull mask or whatever Humby has. It's like, damn, that's Grim Reaper right there.
I know. It's funny. Like, okay, because now I'm looking at him, I'm thinking he's like ripping off that one character from Halo Reach. You know, the guy who's got that little skull face on the
Yes, I know you're talking about. The one that went out with in the badass way.
Yeah.
He was like, I'm stabbing you guys. I'm shooting you guys. Oh, you stabbed me, but I'm going to stab you back. And then I die with you.
I mean, it was badass, but shit.
Yeah.
I'm like, Conby, are you ripping off now? Anyway, little side note, but from there, we get probably my favorite page, Kaneki. I want to say this is not full Centipede mode. Not full Centipede mode, but full Kakaja mode. Like, it's like maybe 95% complete, I want to say.
Well,
because I'm a little stuck on this one, saying if it's like fully complete or not. But it looks amazing.
It does. It really
I'm just saying right now, like, that looks amazing.
It feels like the inspiration of the design comes from Resident Evil. I should get the feeling for that because I remember Resident Evil 2 has that kind of not exact same design, but the how should I say this? Blueprints, for the lack of a better word, like the blueprint. You get one arm that's like all tyrant, like all spiked up. The other arm is all normal, but he's a monster.
The only thing was about that. I could see that actually.
Yeah, the only thing that was missing was an eyeball for an arm, on an arm, whatever. That was the only thing that was missing. But other than that, yeah, that's pretty much it. And it makes sense with that arm being the one that's all, all spiked up, I guess, because like that arm is the one that's the only arm that hasn't really fully recovered. So it's like practically a Kagane in his arm. So once he turns to Kagacha, it's like his arm just mutated into that craziness. While the other arm is all normal because it's like still humanly, like, I guess.
Mm-hmm. I mean, like, just looking at this, you're seeing this and you're just like, shit's about to go down because Kaneki's like good. It's like, I'm not sure who I should thank for being able to realize that this was happening here, for being able to return in time. But this time I will, for certain, I can protect, I will protect, I've lived till now for this day. That's right, lived. And I was like, okay, we're about to go in. We're about to go into some, like, this is, okay, if anyone asks me, this would be Naruto versus Sasuke done better. This would be, actually, no. I'm going to say that for the next page. But yeah, this would be Naruto versus Sasuke done better. Like, that's honestly how I felt this was going to be. I'd be like, damn. Like, Ishida's going to put Kishi in his place with this. We are going to see some good stuff.
Oh, my God. So, can I fill my part in before we go for it? Yeah. Okay, you got to remember, we came back from the last chapter, 142. You got to remember that hype it was building up. You got to remember the reaction everybody had. The fact that we was hoping for Kaneki to know that these people are dying under his watch. Well, whatever. Point is, they were all dying behind him, and he doesn't know. He was just had a hunch, and he was like, you know what? I have a hunch, but let's do our mission. Let's continue to get some food, and maybe they will all be happy with us if anybody would live from it. That is. But then he does come back. He does come back not only to save the day, but he actually saved Hinami's life right under the time. So awesome. That's like, yeah, we all hyped up. The idea of Suzuya versus Kaneki sounds awesome. It sounds great on paper. It can be executed brilliant. But, the whole fact is we needed like they're both sides of their coin, both sides of their motivation, both sides of their reasons to do so. I mean, it could be self-explanatory. Oh, Kaneki is the king. He's a one-eyed king, so he's doing it for the people, so he has to fight Suzuya. But it's like their motivational drive. The whole Kaneki has been doing this, has been choosing this life what could be so, it should have gone this way, whatever how he said it. So now he wants to make it right. He wants to make it his way by going out there, protect the people, protect his friends, protect them all alone. With Suzuya, it's Shinoharu. His life support is in danger. If he doesn't finish the mission, if he doesn't complete the mission, then the finance would take the toll, and then it will probably unplug it. So there you go. They got the personal reasons. And not only that, but they have the grudge against each other. We see them how, like, Suzuya is pretty much established. Hey, just let you know, I'm going to kill you. It pretty much saying, like, we got to leave that best friend behind stuff because we have our personal needs. We're in a different position, so we're going to fight each other. Then you have the Ayata armor. Both of them. Awesome design. Then we have Kaguya mode from Kaneki. Awesome. Looks awesome. Everything was building up. You got to remember the fact that not only they gave us their motivational drive, but they also gave a lot of reason to think that someone would lose, someone would die, because of the whole Suzuya flashback saying, like, hey, Humby, we got this plan. I'm going to cheat you right now. I'm going to tell you everything what was going to happen. By the way, remember those wills. Start filling them up because this is it. This is our time. This is where we either win or die. That's it. Everything was building up. Everything. The hype is amazing. The idea that Kaneki comes to save the day like a shonen hero is amazing. Even if it doesn't fit in. Actually, it does fit in because, yes, it's tragic. It's a tragedy manga. I understand that. But it can be uplifting as well. There can be a lot of good moments. It can be funny moments. It can be harsh moment. It could be a cruel moment. I understand that. But it doesn't take away that Kaneki could save the day and could help a lot of people, save a lot of people, even though a lot of people are practically dead, but the named character can be saved. And he can save other people that's still being, on the way to the death row if they don't find a way to escape route with Toka. You got all that stuff. You got everything. Everything will build up. Every hype, no demand. So I'm ready to see page 14 because page 13 was all hype. And the way how Kaneki is like 100% confidence that he could do this, whether if it does lead him to win or not, at least he has confidence this time. At least he feels reassuring rather than going there and knows suicidal. Regardless, he did lie to Hinami. He still at least have an advantage to at least defeat a good amount of them, if not a majority of them, like 95% of CCG. Left over would be Suzuya, Furita, and maybe a few S3 squad.
Right.
So everything is right there. Every single buildup is right there. And all we need to do is turn the next page. All we have to do is turn the next page to get the hype battle running.
That's all you needed. That's really all you needed. And honestly, guys, like if that's what happened, it would have been like, yo, okay, one of the best fights in TG. Kaneki versus, like, people would have talked about that for years. Like honestly, if it happened, it would have probably been in like the Hall of Fame best manga fight of all time. If you want my honest opinion. That's honestly what it probably would have been. Instead, and this is why I'm saving it for this page, we get the Ichigo moment from the final arc of Bleach.
Well, okay, I guess we could use that terminology.
If you guys remember what happened to Ichigo, dude winning, he went Bankai mode. He did the Grand Racer. You're like, yo, this dude's about to pull some crazy shit. And then Yuha said, no, fuck that. He's like, nope, we're not having. I can see all the future, and I knew what you were gonna do. So you're not getting that treatment. And then I see this page, and I'm like, shit, it's the same thing. I'm like, well, okay, no. Initially, I wasn't like that. Initially, as soon as I saw this page, I'm like, well, hold on, what happened? Like, I'm like, hold on, did we miss a page? Like, I'm lost. Like, because everything was building up. This next page, Kaneki looks like he looks like he just got scarred for life. Maybe that's even putting it lightly, because this dude is both armless, both hands, and legless, if that's even a proper term.
Well, he won't be standing. That's one thing for sure.
And pierced through the not through the chest, but through the stomach. If you can just see that little hole in the center, which, whoo, and yeah. Was I a little salty? I'll admit I was. I'll admit
You were.
I wasn't like pissed off like a lot of other people. Like, oh, I can't believe this. Like, okay, I was salty that they kind of skipped it, but I was like, hold on, let's see where the rest of this chapter goes. Like, I'm not gonna say this chapter's shit because we skipped the fight. That's a negative, sure, but I'm not. But I'm just gonna say that right now. I'm not letting that fight be like, oh, like how could you skip it? Like, why would you skip the greatness? You know, like I'm not gonna be like that. Like, in my God, if it makes sense, it makes sense. But I was still a little confused when I saw this page. But Sparda, what about you?
When I read this chapter, it was like around 5:40 in the morning, and I should remind you that I only got a very few hours of sleep because I came back from hanging out, and I returned home around 2:30 morning. So I only got like barely 3 hours of sleep just because I got work and I know there was going to be a chapter one way or another. So I would like to get a head start on that chapter. And lo and behold, the chapter was there. Yeah. So I was waiting for the battle. I was very, I guess you could call it optimistic at this point that things will go better in this chapter. Things will be all right in this chapter. Nothing will come across my mind of ending. None of it will come across in my mind that we will have no fight because that's not the main priority, which in grand scheme, it makes a lot of sense, but damn cruel reality. So 143. You know, I remember 143 was the last chapter of part 1. If I recall that correctly, and that being the case, hey, that means we're moving on because we're not doing a parallel to that. We're gonna have more chapters, more volumes, a lot of things different from what happened in part 1. So if you're not familiar with that, then at least you get to some taste of it now, because that's how I feel. I feel like I got a taste of what happens when people are super pissed at Ishida, and this chapter pretty much helped me. So now I know. Was I pissed? Well, I was not pissed, but I was upset not to get the fight on the screen. However, I will forgive Ishida because of the idea of this transition from Kaneki being 100% confident to Kaneki's ultimate defeat. And the way how his transition felt so jarring. And the effect was actually stronger than what if Kaneki versus Suzuya was actually on display 100%. No cutbacks, no, cutting the cost, nothing like that. It just show you the straight up one-on-one match, well, 2-on-1 match. It would have been there. But the idea is to let you know that how jarring it is that one moment can flick and can change everything. And that's what happened to Kaneki.
The funny thing is, that's what happened last chapter too. When you think about it,
for Kaneki?
No, like for like when you think back to last chapter, like remember with how it was building up to Hinami's death, and then just like that.
Oh yeah, I remember that. Mm-hmm. Exactly.
It's almost like that.
Mm-hmm.
Only it's in reverse.
Yeah. Oh, why is like this?
I know, right?
God.
But yeah.
Yeah, like, trust me when I say this. I only got like a few hours of sleep. Read the chapter so early. I had a plan. I had all according to schedule for the the week of the release, which was, 143 Monday. It released on Monday. I had plans for the week. Now, granted, I managed to come back for Tuesday, but for Monday, it was completely destroyed. All because of this chapter. This chapter, I guess in one way or another, it did get me furious. I don't know if it's really furious because I wasn't really cursing Ishida. I wasn't saying kill yourself, bury, bury, bury. I didn't find a way to try to mail a fan letter saying like, you bastard, you kill off, you bastard. We have all hopes for good guys making a good comeback. And no, he just dismissed everything. And that's what happened with this chapter. This chapter just tell you that everything you need to know. All this time, it was going to be automatic loss. All this time, you were hyped for none. You were lured. You took the bait. You took the amazing bait that he has created. We all took it because we were supposed to be energized, happy, relieved that Kaneki shows up and saved the day. But in reality, if he didn't show up, well, yeah, granted, they all would have been dead, but whatever the trickery that that Furuta was going to play now, he could do it now because he got Kaneki on the floor, no arms or legs. So he's screwed.
I mean, he's even worse position than he was at the end of part 1. Let me just say that right now.
Yeah.
You look at part 1, you're just like, well, shit, like he's in a bad state. Compare that to this. It's like night and day.
Yeah. Oh, God.
And honestly, I feel like Ishida is purposely doing this because it's 143. And I'm saying that, and again, you're like, yeah, like 143, like it's like, yeah, it's almost the same thing. But again, it's like, yeah, like we're about to go into the fight, and then I'm like thinking, well, hold on, why would Ishida just randomly show this as like, because again, like, and I totally agree with you, Sparta, because it was weird of a transition to just go from the last page to this. But I will agree that the effect that it had was actually done brilliantly. And I know a lot of people are probably going to sit and you're like, what do you mean? Well, because I get your frustration. I get it. It's like, the fight, okay, yeah, I know, but the thing is, Tokyo Ghoul has really never been about the fights. That's the important thing. It's a psychological, well, I don't know if I want to say it's a psychological thriller, but it's definitely a psychological manga when you really look at it. That's really what it is. So I guess you can think like the battles are like an icing on the cake, if you will. I mean, maybe there's another way to put it, but that's kind of how I see it. But yeah, so Kaneki's there, like on the floor, and it's funny because even he's like, "Well, hold on, what happened?" Like he's Kaneki in a sense as being the reader. He's like, wait, what's going on? Like, hold on, like it can't be over, not like this. And he's like looking at everything, like Hanbi and okay, they didn't come out unscathed, but they didn't make it in a sense. They didn't make it. And Kaneki like, yeah, he's going like, wait, what sort of state am I in? Like, what the? Wait, don't tell me. And the medical team take him away. He has special class. And obviously referring to Furuta. It's like, oh yeah, wait, no. I'm pretty sure I fought. But then we get Kaneki, just like looking over at his hand. And he is like in complete shock about this whole thing. Like, he's been, like, you see him just saying heal. Heal, 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 heal. Then you get, I'm going to say Ishida. I know it's Furuta, but I feel like Ishida like purposely put himself in Furuta. So you're having Ishida essentially talk to Kaneki saying it's all over. Kaneki's like, it's all over. Esther's God, continue straight ahead. There should be a route that connects to the underground level, to the underground levels that way. Well, not that part, but at least this next page. Because Furuta's there with a troll face. Like, he's like, I guess you lost, Kaneki. And Kaneki's like, well, he's trying to say lost, but, you know, it's slide with a question mark. So I guess in a way you can see the fight kind of messed up his way of talking in a sense. A little bit.
A little. I mean, like, not everything will go accordingly, every single detail, but the direction he wanted to have still happened, I think.
Because Furuta goes on thinking, yeah, thanks to the peerless resolve of 2 members of the Suzuya squad, we managed to defeat you. Forgotten what transpired in the heat of battle, have we? And okay, so we see a snippet of a fight. At least what Kaneki was sort of doing. But again, we didn't get to see the full context of it. Because Furuta says, you truly fought like an enraged demon. If they had faltered even once, you surely would have won. So basically, what that's saying is Kaneki wasn't in a state of mind when he used that form. He was basically mindless, if you will, which kind of sucks when you think about it. That really sucks. Because I bet you if Kaneki was in his right state of mind, he probably would have won. Probably.
Keyword is probably.
Well, that and also Kaneki's been weak throughout this whole arc. When you think about it, they've been running on low food supply, so there's that factor too.
Keep in mind, he's supposed to be the king, so he got to protect everybody, right? Was he doing it? Did he did a bang up job? From what I look, everything feels rather the same. Yeah. Not sure what you had to say about that.
I mean, you're not wrong. You're not really wrong when you put it like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they even said S3 Squad will now move to clean up the remnants of your organization. By the way, by E14, I took the liberty of sealing it off ahead of time. It would have been quite annoying if any of you managed to escape that far. Of course, we have a couple of the CCG members saying Bureau Chief, and Ford is saying, continue onward. After I'm done talking with him, I will join you with another squad. Okay, and I'll be honest, this is actually where I really start to believe this is really Ishida talking, and not really. Okay, well, it's Ford again. It's Ishida's kind of protecting himself onto Ford. It's my dear Kaneki, I had no doubt whatsoever that you would end up here like this. I knew you'd probably contemplate for ages my possible movements, and eventually would have a feeling, in quotes, quotation marks, have a feeling. That's mockery right there, because what happened in, 141? 2? No. Yeah, 141, right? I'm trying to remember. Shit.
I think I should check. Wait, which part are you looking for one more time?
It's the part where Kaneki is I just have a bad feeling about this. Because that connects to this.
140.
140, okay, there we go, yeah. Where Kaneki is I have a bad feeling about this. Because that's what Ford is saying right now. It's and eventually would have a bad feeling that you needed to return. That too by yourself. Which, again, I kind of mentioned up too. When it matters most, you end up relying on only yourself. A bit of a bad habit, I suppose. Don't really learn, do we? Forgotten about it and take you, and I'm like, thanks, Ishida. Thanks for reminding me about that. I mean, it's not like I forgot, because I've been worried since we started this arc, but now that you're putting in this, I don't know. I don't know, because Sparda, do you want to say something?
What can I say? Seriously, what can I really say? The moment where Kaneki starts questioning what's going on, then I reassured that I was not sleepy. I was not daydreaming. I did not miss a page. I did not miss something. This is what it's all made for the ultimate death row. And sure enough, it really goes order accordingly. And this is all Kaneki's fault. And this is legitimately his fault. Yeah, I guess you could say, well, you could say it just nobody could understand the enemy's mindset. Maybe they're straightforward. Maybe. I don't know. But it's not. It's more like the straightforward one is Kaneki himself. Because his plan has always been the exact same thing. You go out there, fight, protect. End of story. Instead of anything different. You go out there, kill that guy because he was unstoppable. You kill that guy. Then you loot stuff from him or her, whatever. Boom. But in this one, it's okay. The only one that's going to come out alive or the only one that's going to come out victory is going to be CCG. Why? Because we got two guys that can use Arata's armor. It's Alma versus Kaneki. Difference is there's two Arata guys now.
It's not just one.
That's the main key. There's just two of them now. It's not going to be the exact same result that Kaneki probably remember from the first time. Only this time, he probably escaped from one getting injured. But instead, not only he got injured, but he got every arms and legs torn out. And the series is supposed to come to an end for that. So I was like, what's going on here?
It's so confusing. What just happened?
our mindset about part 3, I wouldn't say it was completely gone, but it was definitely in the very back in the
Back of
back
the mind,
burner. Yeah, it was all the way in the back. But now after this chapter, with the preview that suggests the next chapter would be the end credits. So you're telling me now we have to start thinking about part 3 after we just finishing, put it away in our mindset all the way back in the corner, just to say, yeah, it may be part 3, but let's not discuss that. Let's discuss about your future, shall we? Yeah, sure. I'm gonna be the king. Cool. That's cool. Are you gonna be a good king? No, because I'm gonna end up leaving everybody to their death row. Oh, okay. Good job. Nice to have you kind of king of despair.
King of this.
So going back to this chapter, like going back to the chapter, not only that they outnumber Kaneki beyond any numbers that I can't even count because there's just so many damn people in that one scene, but it also reassures the idea that the reason why the series was taking the liberty to explain that Suzuya is very popular, he's growing popular, whatever, is because of this moment. Now, with this moment, they're all part of Suzuya squad now. Suzuya used to be only what, 5 people, 6 people? I forgot how many.
I think that's what it was. I think.
It used to be just 5. It used to be just 5 or 6, whatever. I don't know. Point is, it used to be lower than 10 2-digit numbers. Now it has increased up to 3 digits, and maybe it could be more. Maybe it will probably be 4 digits now, for all we know. And the idea of Suzuya being famous, the reason why that was mentioned is because of this. He has so many people on his squad. So pretty much when Furuta told him, hey, we got to finish this war before Shinoharu is going to get unplugged and then he will die for sure. And this time, you're not going to see his corpse. You're not going to see his lifeless body. You're going to see him at the gravestone. And because he's popular and because he attracts many audience, wherever he goes, they go. And that's how much people he has now. He has well over 100. It has to be over 100. And, it's just mind-blowing. Like, what makes it insane is that I was ready for a plot twist to be like, aha, dragon's right behind you, Kaneki. Look behind you. It's the dragon. I don't know if you want to have the actual figure look. But point is, there was supposed to be like something twist. It's like, oh, we got laser cannons for ours. Oh, we're going to shoot projectile. We're going to do proton cannon or some crazy shit. It was something that I was waiting for. Something crazy. So I was always paying attention to surroundings, while I could try to pay attention to Kaneki versus Suzuya. None of that happened. Why it didn't happen is because Kaneki was the same guy as we all know. To the point that Furuta even brought it up. Because why did he brought it up? Because he observed him perfectly. He's observed him so well. It reminds me of The Dark Knight, where the Joker plans, all of his plans rely on just himself and whatever Batman takes action. Now, you could actually prevent that. You could actually prevent everything goes further beyond. You could prevent the judge getting killed. You could prevent people getting killed, the fanboys of Batman getting killed. You could prevent, your love interest getting killed. You could prevent everything by doing one thing: kill the Joker. For Kaneki, you could do a lot of things to change it up. You could kill investigators. That way, they will be scared again. That way, they will probably be like, "Oh, we're not gonna stick around because we're getting killed." Or you could lessen the army. You could have lessened the army. There was that opportunity to lessen the army. There was an opportunity to get food for himself long time ago, to actually recover, to actually stop aging, to stop doing a lot of negative consequences on your end. He could have done a lot of things.
He really could have.
Yeah, but he never did because he never changed. And emotional side and some of the parts of his, his caring factor, it has changed, but never his priority, never his never
his mentality.
His mentality, of course. His mentality has always been making a choice, has always been doing the right path. And the path he always believed that is what he always has been saying he always been following, and that is the code of never killing human, the code of never eating human flesh, the code of never make yourself look bad. Like the fact that he only disarmed the fact that he only disarmed the CCG is not enough. Not enough anymore. It's not enough
No,
in
it
this time.
isn't.
No, this isn't like Shonen where you could actually change. This is not like the other. It's not like a Robo series. Like, well, yeah, and back in the early episodes, we used to kill them. We shoot their pilot seats. We kill them. We stab them in their pilot seats. We do a lot of crazy shit. But ever since I got this new mobile suit, I could actually disarm them because I'm just a total hacks. But now that's not the case. It's never been the case for this series, which is pretty cool because it's always good to have less of OP characters and more realistic ways to beat them down. But again, Kaneki could have prevented a lot of things. And the fact that he went by himself to the underground is already enough telling you right there. Like, he went by himself. What if he brought a friend? What if he brought Tsukiyama and Ishiki with him? Couldn't he make it different? Sure.
He probably would have.
He would have did it different. The fact that he came close to defeat Arata's, both Arata's armor guys, he came close. Now, if you have Tsukiyama, Nishiki, and a few other guys, will you actually defeat them? Yeah. Will you actually kill them? Yeah. If you change your priority of never kill, yeah, definitely it would have been killed off. A lot of things would have been prevented. But Furuta knows him too well because Kaneki has become so predictable. He became so observed. And you already know that's the reason why Furuta was like, talking about, the baits. Your guys are just bait. This is aim when he see like, a Kagane, V as if for victory, because he got what he wants. He got Kaneki being there. He actually show up. Now, what if Kaneki never show up? Well, they would just die, I guess. But point is, whatever that master plan that Furuta always have would never come in play if he never show up. If not, or change something differently. Like, what if he shows up with the other one-eyed king, the other one-eyed ghoul guy? Maybe that would have been like, oh crap, that's unexpected. And
it'd be just like with the whole Matsuri situation.
Right.
That's the only thing where you're like, well, shit, what the fuck happened over here?
Exactly. I mean, like, it's not like Furuta knows everything ahead. That's not true. It's just that Kaneki is the one that's so easy to read. But because you already saw what happened before. You already saw him reacting like, holy crap, what the hell's going on? I got Mori there with guns destroying my Kagane. You know what? I gotta run. But if I run, it'll be all right. What the hell is my half brother or brother, whatever, Matsuri still alive? What the hell's going on here? I'm just gonna run, and that's it. But the point is, he can't be surprised. He can't be outwitted. You just have to play smart, which Kaneki thought he was playing smart, but in reality, he would just keep falling into the same trap that he should have learned back in Ateku. But now that's all too late. Not only he lost his limbs, not only he's down, not only he pretty much lost in the greatest what he was trying to find out where I can't say war, not war. The greatest, basically the big
greatest loss.
Yeah, the greatest loss, I guess. But like my point was saying, like, my point is that like now this is gonna go into history that this is your major downfall, your major loss. Now everything is gonna go downhill because you didn't learn anything from what you should have been learning from back in the last arc of part 1, but you didn't.
Yeah, like, and it's funny because I do know for a fact a lot of people have kind of been like not really a big fan of Kaneki at least since post Coachella, and I can totally understand like where they're coming from. And I mean, if anything, like they kind of have. I mean, I'm not saying Kaneki is a bad character because he's not, but when you look at the decision that he's done, like especially like when you see Ri as Heise, like, cause that's the thing where I'm kind of curious. Like, if it was Heise leading the GOAT organization as the one-eyed king, would it have made that big of a difference?
It would have helped. Yeah, I think it would have made a big difference too. Yeah. Anything different would have been different. Like
Mm-hmm.
say like, oh, Kagane, jackpot, or excuse me, oh, Kagane, V, yay, victory, I'm gonna win this. And then you just see someone else completely different. And Furuta's like, who the hell are you? And then he's like, oh, I'm the other ghoul guy. Yeah, I just came to save this girl. I don't even know who's that person, but I just came to save that girl because I thought y'all guys were evil douchebags. And that would have been like subtle, and then it would have been a different story. But like, oh shoot, this is not what I envisioned. But for Kaneki, oh look at that, he's by himself, just what I envisioned. Look at that,
Yeah.
he's trying to fight all by himself, just like what I envisioned. He's trying to take them on at his full form, just what I envisioned. Everything is all envisioned.
And
Everything
if
is
you
all
think about it, this is almost the same thing that he did in part 1.
yeah. That's the point. That was the reason why. That's the reason why Fruits have mentioned. Aren't we so selfish or stubborn? Whatever he said. Hey, don't you remember part 1? No. All right, man. That's cool. I guess. I remember part 1, even though that would have benefited tremendously at this point. But the damage is done.
And it sucks. It really sucks.
Yeah. But even if I was like so dramatized, I was like bewildered beyond belief. I really like this damn chapter because
I do too.
like I like this chapter a lot. Like it's really ballsy move for Ishida. Like, yeah, like nobody really got killed up, but the way how the story went to this direction is really a ballsy move because like we all took the bait. They was gonna be saved today. They're gonna be alive. They're going to have another arc, maybe the final arc. Who knows? They was gonna do all that stuff, and I know it can be all sunshine and rainbow, but it doesn't hurt to do one, and it has done one before. It has done some before. It's not like it's a stranger to happiness or even darkness, depending on which person you're talking to. But yeah, like. It was right there. and I guess he should understand that. So he trolled everybody by having, completely opposite. And again, if you have the battle go on longer, the effect wouldn't be as impactful as what we got today.
No, it wouldn't.
No. Which it makes sense the more I think about it. Which is why I forgive him. Which is why I'm not like really pissed at him for a lot of things. It's like, hey, you stick by that.
That's exactly how I feel about it too. Like I'm looking at it, well, okay, I'm like, look, am I upset we didn't get the fight? Sure. But the effect of the page after does hold a lot of weight when you look at like the grand scheme of the chapter and when what Ishida was trying to present.
Pretty much. Makes a lot of sense. And it does add a lot to the narrative. It's just why it has to be on the negative side.
Seriously.
We could have just got one laugh, even though it's not a good time because obviously it's like really, really down the slope. And to make matter worse, you got the ultimate taunt. They're like, hey, Kaneki, you didn't change, you didn't do this, you didn't do that. You could have actually settled this once and for all right here. You could have actually killed me that time. You could have that good chance, but you didn't kill me. So I turn every turn you a favor. You remember those kids that they were having good morning and days? They were all accused. Yeah, I took their heads. Here you go.
Yeah, that's where I was gonna get to next. So Hajime's there, and I'm like, wait, don't you? No. I'm like, wait, hold on. What happened to Zero? And then I see Shio's, and I'm like, oh, I'm like, not him. Why of all people? Why this guy?
Look, I know it's sending again. I know it's sending. I get it, but. They were kids. They were kids killing kids.
I know it sucks. It really sucks. It's like, damn.
Oh my god, nobody has armor anymore.
No, it's like Zero Squad. They definitely were pretty damn strong. And the thing I used, like the way how he's like kind of touching Kaneki. He's like, yeah, like, and the thing I used to look up to you, Kaneki. And yeah. I know there's a joke going around with this, but it's like you're like a little nugget.
It's funny because like when he said that part, and to think I used to look up to you or however he said it, I was thinking to myself, I wanted to try to squeeze in to say this reminded me of Death Note manga. Hey, help me out here. No, you're no god. You're phony. to think I look up to you. I'm like, maybe that reminds me of that for some reason.
Oh my god, you're right.
Yeah, I wanted to mention that, but I couldn't squeeze in time, so I was like, nah. But yeah, I just want to say that kind of reminded me of that. Even though I think Hajime might be trolling, but the idea is that how much low Kaneki can go, because one, he's been revealed that he has been doing all this the same thing over and over again. Two, he lost the most important fight of his life. Three, he just witnessed examples of what they about to get. And the examples are the two heads of a Squad Zero, which is
And
messed up.
Hiriko's nowhere to be seen. Let me say that right now. Hiriko is nowhere to be seen.
Yeah.
So his side of things is unknown.
Well, Hiriko and
Ui, yeah.
yeah, they're both missing, as well as the one last kid, the Arima kid.
Mm-hmm.
He's missing. So we got three characters that are missing. We don't know what's the status. Maybe the next chapter would determine that. We don't know. But it is interesting they're missing because Hajime did say they put up a hell of a fight, but he managed to kill two. Did he manage to kill the other two? We don't know. Maybe they ran away. What happened to Uri? Did he die? Did he went elsewhere, or something else happened? What happened to him? We don't know. It's very ambiguous for their status. Maybe we can find out in the next chapter. I don't know.
Who knows, man? Who knows? Because Florida today, he's like, Kazuki, take care of our good friend, Mr. Nugget. You special treat. And I know this is where the Nugget memes have been coming in.
Oh, man.
Let me just say this right now. Like, I went to go get food with my family, and Nuggets were on the menu, and I was just like, not today. All because of this damn chapter.
It's like, I want to go Nuggets. I want to go McDonald's get Nuggets. Oh, never mind. I don't want that anymore.
no, not for a while.
No, I'm good. I'm good, man.
I'll go for fries. Right.
Honestly, this is like one hell of a plot twist. All it was missing was like that salty music, because that's what pretty much it was. Because when you think about it, this plot twist is not like, oh, it's based on this very same chapter. It's more like based on everything since they have a conversation together. So this is like your long-awaited plot twist. Your long-awaited plot twist is that Furuta really understood him so well, to the point he's reading like a textbook. So whatever he's doing there, he's going to end up doing that because the textbook says so. And sure enough, it costs greatly for him, but it costs heavily for Kaneki.
Yeah. It sucks.
Oh my god. We were supposed to have a happy moment. We were supposed to have a good shonen moment. Good moral of the story. Good. Never giving up is my magic bullshit or my Lindo. I don't know. Whatever shonen character would say. We don't have that. We could have had that. We could have make up our own. Like, hey, let's make our own because we're good guys now. But nope. Dead. Sorrow. Shitty, tragic. And
we could have had an Attack on Titan moment.
Well, yeah, we're gonna have something good. But no, we can't have anything good. We're just like damn fiddles to Ishida, because Ishida right now is just laughing his ass off. Well, granted, the chapter has an official release, but he's gonna actually, he still could be still laughing his ass off. He could be laughing when he send those final drafts of his work. Like, I'm gonna mess up everybody's mind. I'm gonna make them leave my work alone. They're gonna hate me forever and ever and ever. Right? Sure, kind of works, I think.
It does.
Some people really hate Ishida right now.
I mean, at the very least, I can say this: the reaction's the same. Almost. I mean, again, I'm gonna say this right now, guys. Sparta and I weren't around when the original Tokyo Ghoul ended. If anything, as far as me, I didn't jump into Tokyo Ghoul until, I want to say, when Chapter 10 of Re came out. So when Re was still in the beginning, that's when I was fully caught up and I was getting into Tokyo Ghoul. But I think Sparta got in around the same time. I could be wrong about that.
I got on the same time, son?
No, yeah, I'm trying to remember. Did you get into Tokyo Ghoul around the same time when Re Chapter 10 came out? I know it was in the beginning. I just didn't remember the chapter.
I think it was chapter 10 that came out, or chapter 8. All I remember is that I don't even know. All I know it was still early on, but I never got to witness everybody up war. I never got to witness everybody extremely upset. But this chapter does it. This chapter is the 2.0 right now.
Showed us a glimpse of like, yep, this is what happened on that fateful day.
Don't you want to remember that? Well, here you go, kids.
It's like, oh yeah, so this is what it was like.
Grandos, I can say that commercial break for the anime. Korea or something. Grandos like
I mean, like, had I had been around when the original Tokyo Ghoul, I would have been like, I'm like, is that how the series ends? What? No.
I was just waiting for Ishida to have one extra page saying like to be continued, and then 2 black panels immediately. Oh, okay.
Funny enough, that's actually what happened. If you guys don't have the volume for Tokyo Ghoul Volume 14, well, shame on you. if you're a fan of the series, get that volume, because if you look at like the very last pages, there's a tiny epilogue between Akira and Sasuke. Or you can say Kaneki at this point, but yeah, the same character in a way. And at the very end, it says to re. In a way, saying it's like, yeah, to be continued. So there's that.
Yep. Will that happen again? Maybe. Right now, we got one more chapter. According to them, we got one more chapter to go. And the last thing we're to cover is to see if Toka will live for good or actually die. Or do something else too. This is it. This is the definitive moment. So if she escapes, awesome. She can't escape. Well, we are watching this series or reading this series. Excuse me. We are in this series, so we're gonna die together. Last one.
Yeah, which is funny because Toka's there, and like some of the members are reporting from E14. We've encountered the fleeing ghouls, moving to a limit. And Kaneki, my God, I don't know. I feel bad for the dude. I really feel bad for the dude. I hate saying this, but I feel like he had it coming for him. Just because, he fell into the same mistakes that happened in part 1. And we've been saying that throughout this podcast. But he really has.
Yep.
But it basically says 140. Again, no title, which I was surprised there wasn't a title. But then I'm kind of thinking, what if that has to do with the fact that Kaneki's kind of been referred to as the Nameless King? And I'm thinking, well, actually...
That's a good observation. Now think about it.
Mm-hmm.
143 in part 1 did end with Ken, if I recall correctly.
Yeah.
So this chapter ended with a question mark, as in no name, nameless title. Could that mean anything? I mean, could that be a hint? Because let's face it, Ishida is not a stranger to hint, drop symbolism, anything of that. He's not a stranger anymore. He's not a stranger. He understands this too well. So do not be surprised if you see something like that down the line, because that's how he works. That's how he does it.
Right. And I mean, it's funny because, like, it's especially when you get to what I want to say, this is edited enough, but basically everything ends. The black dark presses in. Tokyo Ghoul 143 end. Next issue end credits. Now, when I got to this part, I'm like thinking, okay, because you guys have known, like, at least, I don't know if we mentioned it since our first podcast, but I do know it was one of the early ones where we mentioned that there's a possibility that there could be a part 3. And at that time, I was thinking, well, maybe we could end at 143, or around there. Here's the thing. I've kept that always in my mind, but like this, I didn't expect.
Not like this. Not like this.
I wasn't expecting this, to be honest.
A lot of people wasn't expecting it, and therefore they wouldn't get pissed off now.
I mean, after the Hide thing, I was like, oh, yeah, that's going to change everything.
I was expecting good luck moments because with the Hide part happened. So I was expecting good stuff happen in this arc, or at least the later half of the arc, which is right now.
Mm-hmm.
But nope, none. Everything is always going to be a downhill spiral.
Yeah, the thing is, and it's funny because, like, because we brought up Attack on Titan earlier, but Kaneki needs to go through the change, similar in a way that Eren did. And what I'm talking about, okay, for those who watch the anime, you might want to tune out just for a moment. But Sparta knows what I'm talking about. Like, there's this one specific moment. Most likely it's going to be in season 3. I'll say that. Most likely it's going to be in season 3. And he makes this declaration, and that shows like a change in Aaron's character from how he was compared to like how he was in the beginning and how he is now. Like his perspective on things have changed drastically. In a sense, I kind of want Kaneki to go down that route, if you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
Mm-hmm.
You know what the sad part is? Everybody's trying to help him. That's another sad part. Everybody's trying to tell him, hey, Kaneki, I know you have this idea like, oh, we can't rely on friends. We got to rely on me. I'm the king. I got to make my thing work out. Everybody trying to teach him that, it's always good to once in a while to trust another person. And then
Even Aito brought that up.
Yeah. Even that part is I'm lost for words. Point is, even that would make sense because, again, Kaneki was sticking by the rule book, a rule book called Ken Kaneki, because everything is there. Every single one, his friendship, his insecurity is everywhere. It's so easy to read them. So all you have to do is like keep on track, and see if there's any slight of difference. Like, oh, I guess he isn't going to the same tactic. Instead, he's gonna ask some reinforcement that I would never see it coming. Yeah, I know the time limit was there, but still. Yeah, man, I can't even say anything more.
I'm at a loss for words, man.
I did not wake up for this.
No, I didn't either. I mean, it was 143. I was nervous, like, because I was like, well, because I kept the original one of mine, but I'm thinking, I'll be honest, guys, out of all the parallels, this is the one I was really hoping we avoid. I was really hoping we avoided this one, but we didn't. Oh, man.
The damn parallel. That's one thing I had to go all the way there to tell them, stop it. The damn parallel.
Initially, it was cool. Like we've said that time and time again, initially the parallels were cool.
God.
And now we're just like, oh, God, shit, please stop.
Lay it this way. We got one extra chapter now. So,
that's true.
That's
true.
Yeah.
So we're going past 143, guys. Whether it's 144 or if it's just called epilogue, it still counts. Actually, if I remember correctly, let me check and see what the original 14 volume says. Yeah, well, only up to 143. But there is an epilogue at the end of that, so keep that in mind.
Well, that means if it's really the final chapter, I guess that means it will be the last podcast of Tokyo Ghoul Rare.
For the next one, yeah. For the next chapter, yeah, probably.
Yeah. Sad. So sad.
Oh.
Man. I guess
it is the last one. It's been fun, I'll say that.
Yeah, definitely.
But it won't be over because we know there's going to be a part 3.
Oh yeah, if you honestly believe we won't have a part 3,
you're mistaken.
Yeah, you're solely mistaken. And if you think it got canceled faster than you can say Uratara, you're solely mistaken. You're solely mistaken too, guys. Honestly, nobody see this coming because maybe some will claim they see it coming because hey, parallel, they're gonna end the same number. But nobody see this coming because the fact that it happened the way they did, and then they had the courtesy to say, oh, by the way, another week, we're getting a big announcement regarding Tokyo Ghoul. Stay tuned.
Yeah, why does that sound so familiar, guys?
Right.
Because the same thing happened with part 1.
Mm-hmm.
There was going to be this big announcement. And what was it? End of Tokyo Ghoul manga. And people were flipping out like, wait, what happened? Wait, what? How? No, because here's the thing. When 142 came out with the original, it was a big deal. You want to know why? Want to know why that was the case? Because 142's final page was Eto. Keep that in mind. The original Tokyo Ghoul manga, 142, was Eto's reveal as the One-Eyed King. And you're just like, whoa, what? You go from that chapter, then you get the, oh yeah, Tokyo Ghoul manga's ending. It's like, what? How?
Yeah. I got canceled now.
I mean, one would think like, oh, it's because the anime. No, it's not because the anime.
Maybe you could believe he got canceled in part 1, but part 2 definitely not.
No. It's too coincidental.
Yes, way too coincidental. But it's funny how people really jump the gun that there's no part 3. I'm like, Right. Well, no part 3, but never consider part 3 a possibility. Never. I'm like, that's crazy. You'd never consider that as a possibility. You do realize how many plot holes we're gonna have if we don't get part 3.
Yeah, no, seriously. If Tokyo Ghoul ends here, I will say, like, I am well gonna say this, but I think we might. This might. No. I'm not gonna say because we've been saying stuff and half the time I end up going true. So I'm gonna keep my mouth shut. Sparta knows what I'm talking about, but that's why I'm keeping it shut.
Yes, let's keep everything shut. The last thing I want to say is like, oh, it would be amazing if you just have the epilogue or last chapter, next chapter, to start off with the ending-esque of Red Dead Redemption, starting with Toka.
Okay.
And if you don't know what it is, well, 1, I advise you to play. But 2, since you really want to know so badly, I will tell you right now. Well, in the ending, there is this quick play. This is quick gameplay that you could do. You freeze time, aim up to 10 people, I think, and you can shoot them. You can shoot them in slow motion, but you always gonna outpace them, so you win. Now, S3 squad surrounded Toka and the armless civilians, so they can't fight. So basically, it's Toka. Now you got like over 20 people right there. Toka could only aim up to 5. All she has to do is try to get 5 kills, and then everything else she would get slaughtered to death. The end. Wouldn't that be amazing? Oh God, I hate this guy.
I know, right?
Now I know the effect is. I know the effect.
Yeah, and now I know what it feels like, guys.
Yes.
So we know how you guys felt. It's like, oh, you guys won't understand. Like, no, we feel it now.
We feel it. No, I don't hate the writing. I don't hate the story or anything like that, but I hate him.
Right? Just for making this.
Yes. This is messed up. This is a nightmare. A nightmare.
See, and I was like that until I went back and checked the first page of Re chapter. No, maybe not the first page, but like the first few pages of Re. And this should be important, guys, because this actually kind of does refer to Tokyo Ghoul in a lot of ways, because it's just this little sentence. The sky next to the tragedy is a clear blue. What does this chapter represent? Tragedy, right?
Oh, yeah.
Considering that it said next issue, what will come after that? A clear blue. So what does that refer to? I don't feel like that was just dropped there just for randomness.
No, I honestly don't believe that anymore, too, because everything has a purpose when it comes to Ishida. He should have noticed the parallels. He should have noticed the tarot cards. He knows the symbols. He knows everything. So whatever you think is likely to be true. It's not like, oh, yeah, maybe I'm overthinking. No, whatever you're overthinking is just thinking.
And again, this is chapter 1 of Re. Like that's the thing. Like people are like, oh, but the original, like, okay, I get it. Tokyo Ghoul original, Kaneki said if he was the main character, it would end in tragedy. And in the original Tokyo Ghoul, that's the case. This is Tokyo Ghoul Re, technically. When you look at it, it's technically a new series. So the fact that it says the sky next to the tragedy is a clear blue, that just means since this is the tragedy, whatever that clear blue is, it's coming next. I'm at least convinced about that. What the clear blue is, I'm not sure. Could be anything. Could be Ayato with Naga, which I do know that's a theory that's been going around, and if that's the case, ooh, that'll be interesting. And plus, Ayato has been MIA for like 14 chapters.
You're just waiting until everything is over so you can say, I'm alive. Oh, my goodness.
It could be Amon, it could be Akira. They would be useful right now. Instead of just hanging out at a coffee shop.
Whoever saves Toka would be my favorite character by the end of the series. And yes, I am aware the end of the series is the next chapter, but that's the joke. Point is, do something now. Ayato, do something.
Marude, Uri, Hide.
Do something.
Eto. Actually,
I still like to hope.
That got me thinking about something. And I know we talked about this briefly before we started the podcast, but
go for it.
What if the person that comes to save Kaneki, because again, chapter 1 of Re says next to tragedy is a clear blue. What if that clear blue is Eto? What if Eto comes in, saves Kaneki, and she's the one that kind of shapes Kaneki into becoming the leader that he's supposed to be?
I gotta think over this.
What, did I just blow your mind about that?
It didn't cross my mind like that before. Let me think. So rephrase that again so I could just understand.
Yeah. So Eto comes in.
Right.
She's like the wild. Well, okay, she's something that not only throws Kaneki off, throws Furuta off. They don't know what the hell's going on. She comes and saves Kaneki. In a sense, you could say she's going to be. I don't want to say the defining. Well, yeah, probably a core factor as to changing Kaneki's character into being the leader that he was meant to be. If that makes any sense.
Yeah. Okay. One, that would be awesome. And two, that would be awesome. Because she's the one that assigned him to be the leader. I mean, like, she's more like, well, her and Ayama, but her, she pretty much gave her one last advice. You gotta do this, do that, blah, blah, blah. Be the leader, be the king, go. That was her thing. But like, if seeing Kaneki at this point, basically saying like, wow, you really fail as a leader because you stick by your own game. But in reality, the world is shit. You got to make it shitter. So you do that by killing everyone else. And I'm going to help you over this part 3, that would have been some self-advertisement. But the point is, that could work. It could work.
It really could.
Yeah. The only question is, who will save Toka? You know what it is? This next chapter could be like either epilogue, which you're gonna leave a lot of ambiguous thing. But if it's not an epilogue and it gives you the one last final result, it could be a lot of things to say, like all of them are split apart. Kaneki, Toka, if she's alive in this part, Yoma, if he survived from this part, Hinami, Nishiki, Tsukiyama, Banjo, Akira, Almond, Takizawa, everyone else, they're all going to be a question mark. Misa, everybody's going to be a split apart. So basically, now this one is like a even huge split apart than you could say what happened in part 1 to part 2. It'd be like that again. But this time, they probably had to go through a different circumstances. Instead of like, well, it all depends with Kaneki. If Kaneki remains captured by Furuta, God knows what's going to happen to him. If he escapes somehow by sheer of luck or anybody else saving him, he's going to be doing a lot of things that's going to he's going to do a lot of things that was against him. But since the time and things has changed drastically, he might as well start doing that, starting with killing humans and ghouls, and of course going cannibalism for the sake of his health and his age.
Yeah, like his mental state is really going to change. Like, will he go as far as what happened after the Rose investigation arc? I'll say it'll be close to it. I don't want to say it'll be like that exactly, but it'll be similar at least.
Right.
That's what I'm thinking.
Whenever the next chapter comes out, we be sure to, do the last recording, and should be fun to discuss the overall series, the experience, and what to think about what this next
part is going to be.
Yeah, the complete trilogy, which is cool that we have official trilogy instead of like part 1, part 2, and end. Now we're gonna have official trilogy. I'm sure it's part 3, unless they troll us big time. But there's so many things to cover, and there's just way too many.
Yeah, and I know people are like, "Well, what are the special amounts could be an anime?" I'm like, no. After Route A, no.
No, screw that. Unless it's a new anime. With a new studio and a reboot, fine. But anything a sequel, no, get out of here. No, you're fired.
After that, no.
No, just no.
It's the last thing anybody needs right now.
Oh God, it is.
But yeah, I feel like we pretty much covered almost everything.
Yeah. Next chapter is gonna be a doozy, everyone.
Cross your fingers. So
man.
Oh God. The hashtag's going so far, so hashtag keep everyone safe. Hashtag AClearBlue. Let's say that.
Oh man. Soon it's gonna be hashtag pray for Ishida because he's about to get barged in by a rampage fan base from all across the globe.
Mm-hmm.
I'm curious once Thursday hits in Japan. Very curious what's the reaction. Ooh, I'm very curious, especially one of the follower I'm following at Twitter. She's from Japan. She speaks Japan. She often reacts on the same day when the chapter comes out. So should be very amusing what she thinks.
True. True. And also, guys, here's the other thing. Kano's still gonna be alive. He survived Re.
Why that piece of shit is still alive?
Your guess is as good as mine, dude.
Oh god. You're never gonna have a good things in this series anymore.
Who knows? If since we're getting a part 3, probably it'll be not exactly Dark Knight Rises, but as far as concluding goes, because it'll be a trilogy, I can go with that. I can go with the fact that like it's a trilogy, so everything will wrap up.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll go with that notion. I mean, if it's like, damn, I just lost it now. Shit. Like Civil War. If it's like anything like Captain America Civil War, then okay, we're good.
Well, that's one way to look at it. Yeah.
Yeah. That's one way. All I know is be patient. Try to stay calm, guys. I know it's frustrating.
Will do.
Don't just be there going like, oh, I can't believe this shit. I mean, because look, it's not like Re is ending like with this chapter. Like if this was the last chapter, I'd be like, okay, I'd be a little pissed off for certain.
Yeah.
But since we're getting the next chapter, it's like, okay, we're reassured something's gonna happen.
Look at it this way. It didn't go like this. All right. Suzuya and Humby versus Kaneki. Oh, he got defeated. Oh no. What's going on? And he's like, oh look, I have the head of Toka, the one that's supposed to be your wife. He goes crazy. Next chapter. Kaneki kills every single S3 in that area, and he managed to defeat Humby and Suzuya at the full form again. Next chapter, he defeated Furuta, and somehow he annihilated the V organization that was hiding in the background. Turns out the one they killed off Toka wasn't Toka. It was just a fake, thanks to Uta. Next chapter, Kaneki kills Uta and the other clowns. And the other chapter, somehow Kaneki dies because we got canceled. The end. At least they didn't go that approach. We're going to give more time to look over the other plot. I said device. Threads.
Yeah, we still got Hide. We still got Kuzan.
Yes.
That dude's, we didn't see him at all in Re. So I'm going to say we're going to see him in part 3. Definitely.
Part 3. Mm-hmm. See, I feel like Eto has to be alive just to see her father one more time.
Mm-hmm. Then
I still wish. I cannot believe I'm wishing for her to go back. I mean, I never hated her, but man, she was crazy. But still.
Yeah. You got that. You got Rize. Who else is there?
Rize. We don't even know if Shacha is still alive. Is he? Sachi?
Good question.
Haruta. Who?
Haruta?
Oh yeah. Oh, okay. We don't know if this girl is gonna be revived. She probably will be revived in part 3.
Haru?
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. I'm thinking of something else. Q Squad's situation, especially Uri is no longer there, their leader. So who's gonna be the leader? Would it be Psycho? Would be awesome, but I really want them to leave that place, but we'll see what happens now.
There's someone else. I'm trying to remember who it was. I'm missing somebody.
That's a lot to recall. We probably have to talk about that in the next podcast.
Kimi, that's the one. Kimi.
Oh yes, definitely her. A lot of she only appeared once, but boy, did it leave a lot of mystery.
And then also Yuriko and Takeyomi, the other ones too.
Yeah. Oh man, there's a lot to discuss. But in due time, once the last chapter comes out.
We just gotta wait.
Yep.
but it's crazy. Like I knew Tokyo Ghoul would be ending one day, but wow, to think we get to see it.
Yep.
Yeah. And I mean, I feel like we covered almost everything when it comes to at least this particular podcast.
Yeah, we have. I think we have.
Mhm.
We're probably gonna see more outrage the next chapter. Oh, it depends, but we'll see.
All depends. It all depends.
Oh,
Sparta, it was really great having you on board again as always.
it's a pleasure as always. It's great. It's really great to chat again. Even though it's a sad topic, really damn sad topic, but oh boy. Again, it's been, let's see, 2 days now. I'm still like lost as hell on what the hell just happened. I still cannot believe that just happened. I cannot believe I fell for the trap. It was a trap. I feel like the damn Star Wars character. It's a trap. I feel like I'm like, damn, can't believe this. But yeah, it was great chatting with you, and looking forward to the very last podcast, which should be very fun.
It should be. Really should be fun. And yeah, guys, remember what I said. Hashtag #AClearBlue. That's it. And yeah, aside from that, guys, that's pretty much it. I'm LuckyG7.
Sparda3g.
And we will catch you guys next time. Peace.